Hello friends, welcome to SQL Server tutorial. In this sub-series, we will learn about transaction isolation. There are many transaction isolation levels, and here we will talk about read committed, read uncommitted, and repeatable read. So here we kept a warning also. Do not experiment it in the sense here the transaction isolation level. Do not experiment it on live database. Use your home PC or test DB for learning purpose, because since it is related to log, it may give surprise on multi-user environment. So use it on demo database like Pubs or Northwind, or use it on your home PC or test PC. So don't try these examples on your live database where multiple users are connected and doing the transaction. So that's what called live database, right? Don't experiment isolation level in the production database without DBA's approval. How data can be accessed by multiple users in a given time is governed by the transaction isolation level. Right? So in database there will be data, and since SQL Server is a multi-user database, the data can be accessed by many users at the same time, right? So such a situation is governed by the transaction isolation levels. For example, let us say user A updates a row and user B reads the same row. So here, if you see, let's state that this is a database row. So we can state that user A performed this update. So let's state that he changed to field and the old value, and below one shows the new value. Now when user A makes such modification, let's state that user B also accessing the data. So user A performed an update, user B performs a read. So now let us look at this statement again. For example, let us say user A updates a row. Here you can see user A updates a row and user B reads the same row. Same row in the sense, but this row is undergoing a transformation. That means it get updated, so it will have two transit, old and new. In the old there will be value, old value, and in the or after the update the value got changed. So in user B's perspective, the possibilities are user B can see old row. That means these two are happening simultaneously, right? So there is a possibility that user B reads this old row even though it got updated, or user B can see new row. So this is the welcome option, but this may lead to error or it needs to be handled. And the worst situation is user B can see half updated row. That means since this action update is going on, and let's state that the update is happening first for this column, then for this column. So it's also possible for user B to see partial update. That means user B can see values like this. Alright. So all these stuffs are possible, and this can be controlled using the transaction isolation levels. The same problem can exist when multiple users try to update the row. Here we just talked about two users, right? One user is updating the specific row and another user is reading. In case of multiple user environment, there may be multiple users trying to do the update and some users trying to perform the read, and all bounce to a same row. And you can imagine these situations, or this situation can happen to multiple users, right? SQL Server controls the read or write via transaction isolation level and locks. So update is a write operation. This one is the read write. So SQL Server controls such a read and write in multiple user environment via transaction isolation level as well as locks. In this subseries, we will learn locks. So there are two varieties. One is shared lock and another one is exclusive lock. Then transaction isolation level such as read committed isolation, read uncommitted isolation, repeatable read isolation, as well as locks shared and exclusive. Now we will prepare the data for this subseries. Let us go to the demo. So here we prepare data for transaction isolation level. We are using the PubS database, and then we are creating the table called student that contains three fields: ID, name, and %mark. After that, we are entering some sample data into the student table. Finally, we make the selection. So let's create the table, then insert the data and make the selection. So that's all. We have 5 rows of records. We will use this to experiment the transaction isolation level. That's all here in this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.